What's going on, y'all? It's the Kid J Nolan here. Hey man, before we get into anything in this video, make sure that you like and share it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get all updates. Hit the post notification bell. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Peace, peace, beautiful people. Hey man, we finna get into some things today, okay? Now, one of the biggest phenomena going on across social media right now is these two young ladies that are running at the camera in all these different locations talking about, "Hello, Christ, I'm about to sin again," okay? Now, the group's name is Flyana Boss. All right, it's two young ladies, two black young ladies. They got this viral song. It's going across all platforms from TikTok to Instagram to Twitter. Anywhere that you're listening to music, anywhere that you're consuming content, it's popping up right in your peripheral. You can't miss it. People are retweeting it. People are hating on it, actually. There's a lot of mixed feelings about the record. There's a lot of mixed feelings about them running all over the place. And today I want to do a little bit of a deep dive to get into who these artists are, what they're about, why it is that this video is taking off, why people are mad, and what is the method to their madness. Now, the interesting thing about viral content is it sparks debate, and people will shed their opinions on the content, and that will go just as viral. So there's a Twitter post going around with this guy named the original King Kusha, aka Stefan. He says, "I promise I'm not hating. I'm legit asking how many times they gonna do the same thing in different videos for this song." And I'm gonna go ahead and answer you, Mr. aka Stefan. They're gonna do this shit as many times as it takes for them to become the artist that they need to be. Okay, if you had only saw this video once or twice on your timeline, you could have written it off as just some random TikTokers. At some point, you're going to keep seeing this video and you're going to know who Flyana Boss is. You may have determined that you don't like them. You may determine that you want to hear more. You may have some curiosity, but at some point, you're going to learn who Flyana Boss is. Good, bad, negative, positive, indifferent, some type of way. And the reason why you're so angry is not because you see them doing the same thing in this video. It's the same psychology that goes into radio programming. If I have a big enough budget, I could get a song on radio and I could have that song played 1,200 times in a week. And the way I could divvy that 1,200 times up in a 5-day week or a 7-day week process, I can make sure it runs a couple times in the morning. I can make sure it runs a couple times in the afternoon, lunch hour, midday, 7 o'clock, ride home, a couple times before bed. So if you're a radio listening person, you have a hip hop station that you're listening to, I know I'm going to target this radio station because I know this is where people that are into this type of music or just my genre of music, this is where they're congregating to get their new content. You're going to hear it so many times, you're going to end up learning the lyrics, even if you don't like it. You're going to know all of the nuances of the vocal. You're going to learn the melody. You're going to learn the beat. You may come to like the beat, but don't like the lyrics. It's the same psychology that goes into radio programming, but you're getting it in front of your face. It's visual. So now it's jarring. Now it's irritating you because you didn't go to the radio station to get it. But this is where people are consuming content. So it's the same thing. To double down on my statement, Kev on Stage actually has some very similar words for this gentleman. Here's what he had to say. He says, "Because of TikTok and algorithms, it's nearly impossible for someone to even see your video twice. If they do, they may not recognize you. Studies say it takes someone 16 engagements to actually pay attention. Them being them running girls sticks." Okay, now this is somebody who is of the generation. Of course, Kev on Stage is an older guy, you know what I mean, elder statesman as far as his age, but he's somebody who's made a name for himself, gone viral hundreds of times, gotten deals, gotten all types of different opportunities. He's walking red carpets, all of this type of stuff off of social media content that has gone viral numerous times. So you don't think he did the studies? You don't think he's done the research to make sure that he's accurate with this? If studies say you got to see something 16 times to pay attention, I may have seen their videos maybe a little bit more than average because I actually went on their Instagram page. But prior to all of that, I think I saw their content maybe 5 times. So they were already exceeding in this area off of their format. Why would they change it just to make you feel good? Another thing you got to take into account about what they're doing is that they're actually listening to their fans. This is the benefit that young artists have over people that are a little bit more seasoned, over people that are a little bit older, people that have a certain expectation of how they want things to look, how they want things to go. Young artists are fluid. So they've been releasing different songs, different videos, etc. through the course of the last few years. However, this is the song that got the most traction for them, and they started opening up the floodgates. The first video that they uploaded of this song was on June 16th. Okay, less than a month ago. So this has not been very long, although it feels that way. According to their interview with NBC, they say, "One day I just had an idea about running with our videographer, Evan Bloom, in a corner, holding the camera. But then we brought it up to Evan, and he said, I can run." So then he ran and never stopped. From that virality, people started putting in their own requests in the comments saying, "Oh, you should do it here, you should do it there." So then they said, let's keep running. A lot of people that work in music, a lot of people that have these different ideas of how stuff should be, by the time you did about 3 or 4 of those videos, you're gonna feel like, I'm tired of doing the same thing over and over. Let me move on to something else. Let me do a different angle. Let me try a different shot. Let me try a different song even, because I'm tired of hearing it. No, that's not how it works. This is why a lot of upcoming independent artists are not excelling the way that they could and probably should, because we go off of our own personal interests. We're not catering to the crowd. We're not catering to the audience. We're not catering to the people that are consuming, buying, and living with our music. We only see it from the perspective of, okay, I did that trick a few times, now let's move on to the next trick, because we have to stay engaged, we have to stay interested, and moving on to the next trick allows us to stay stimulated along the way, because one thing about the artist's mind is we don't like to be repetitive. That goes against everything that goes into marketing, promotion, programming, and building an audience, building a paying audience, and having something that people know you for so that they can understand what your brand is. And I'm saying all this without even talking about the actual artist. Who is Flyana Boss, right? So that's 2 young ladies. One by the name of Flyana Kunrede, which I'm assuming is an African name. And then the other is Bobby Tyler. They've amassed over 700,000 followers on TikTok. They've got around the same margin on Instagram at this point, and they've been hitting the ground running. So where are they running? Wherever they want. They're running down Hollywood Boulevard, County Fair. They running at Disneyland, the supermarket where everybody's shopping, ducking and dodging and juking, IKEA, which is not the safest place to be running around either. Somebody even requested that they go to the McDonald's play place. They couldn't find the playground area, but they ran up in McDonald's and did they shit. They say the next thing that they want to do is take it to New York and run up and down Times Square, hopefully with the Flyana Boss billboard hanging up behind them on the screen. Now that may seem like a lofty idea for some people, but I don't think it's unattainable because these 2 young ladies actually have some pretty major backing. When you look up their names on Google, you actually see that they're signed. They're signed artists, okay? So they're signed to this VNCLM label / Atlantic Records. So who is VNCLM? What is that? Glad you came to this video. We could break it down. This company here has a joint venture with Atlantic Records, okay? They struck their deal with Atlantic back in 2021. This label was formed by artist managers Jorge Mendez of IAT Artist Management over the artist Will J, Mike Kozak of NBD Management from Royal and the Serpent, and Tim Jones of Pipe and Hat, who manages an artist by the name of Fuasia. This is a Los Angeles-based label, and their first release came from a singer-songwriter by the name of Arden Jones. Other artists on this roster include Flyana Boss, Flo VC, and Flawed Mangoes. This is an article from 2021, and they were already speaking on how they had signed Flyana Boss. So they've been signed artists for 2 years now. Arden Jones is actually an artist that they discovered on TikTok, discovered his music on TikTok, signed him in January of that year, and had his demo completed within 2 weeks. Not long after he was featured on Spotify's New Music Friday, he followed his first 2 singles, Parallel Parking and Roll the Dice, with a song called Roller Coaster, okay? So this is going to let you guys know what the firepower behind this label and this group has, because within a matter of weeks of them signing him and going and putting a little bit of their resources behind him, he was already on New Music Friday at Spotify, which is one of the most esteemed playlists that everybody's trying to get on. So the actual acronym, I don't even think it's an acronym, it actually stands for Vinculum, okay? You're taking 3 people, 3 managers who have a certain expertise in the music management business, and they bring all of that expertise together to guide and help mold and shape new artists that they're basically finding online. They say we find acts at the earliest stage possible during the demo phase, put skin in the game, develop them, integrate them into our network, and then break the final product. We work with influencers, singers, songwriters, producers, so we can speak all languages and wear various hats in order to deliver for our acts, which is exactly what they're doing for Flyana Boss. So all they have to do is go in the studio, make the music, Go find their next location. They have their videographer already, somebody that they have a relationship. I don't know exactly how he's running along to get these videos. I don't know if he's using a backpack or some type of rig that he's got attached to his back. That's the most sensible idea. I would hate to see him trying to run backwards, busting these corners and these moves. That will be insanity. I don't know if he's riding a bike, some type of small rig that they can run behind, and they're using it in all these tight spaces. They're doing these videos in public, so somebody that actually has seen them out there running around, if you've witnessed this, you need to go ahead and let the people know what is the mystique, what is the actual technique they're employing to get these videos. The world would love to know. And again, once Vinculum does what they're gonna do, they're going to have a conversation with the big house over there at Atlantic Records to get signed off on them checks. So right now, I feel like they're just putting music out. They have the green light to release records for these artists, for Flyana Boss specifically. And now that they're getting all of this press, now that they're getting all of these viral videos, they're getting interviews with NBC. Their name is coming up in different places. So now Atlantic can say, ooh, okay, you actually giving us something to move on. Now we could put our actual marketing dollars behind it. Now we could say, let's fly into New York and do the billboard thing. If that's something they want to do, we can do it, because now we know people know who they are. They see them. They've grown accustomed to this brand. Yeah, let's pour a little something on it. You can't have a flame without adding gasoline to it. These two young ladies, they met each other back when they were attending art school. You know, this is why they have such a unique look. This is why their videos have such a different type of atmosphere to it. You know, they're able to lean into the trends of today and even set trends on their own, which somebody's going to come along and try to take the idea of running and try to escalate it into something else. You already know this is a copycat industry. If somebody sees something that works, you're going to see 100 other people that try it within the next couple of weeks or months. So just keep an eye out for the next person that tries to take this idea and run with it. Pun intended. When they were asked what is coming next, they did say that they want to take their time and continue to run around with this song, You Wish, right? They're not in a rush to move on to the next record. They do want to get themselves booked at festivals, big concerts, big gigs. They want to get next to the actual artists that they look up to. And one of the ways that they're going to continue to do that is to continue pushing their brand and showing these places that they need to have them booked, that they are the voice of a generation, that they are representing the new age young ladies, right? Because what they're doing, it's not extremely different from a Cardi B, a Megan Thee Stallion, but it's youthful. They're representing a whole generation. Little girls that are perhaps 11 years old, all the way up to some that are older than them, can see themselves in these two young ladies having a great time, having fun, and not taking their raps extra seriously. At this point, hip hop and rap, it's a communal language. It's not about the technical rhyme schemes, the patterns. There's definitely artists that cater to that type of crowd, and those people can find that music when you want it. They're having genuine, uninhibited fun, and you have to be able to co-sign that, especially since they didn't say they booty hole brown. You know what I mean? So cut them some motherfucking slack. When I see people hating on young artists, getting on their back too much, trying to disparage them, basically saying everything except get them the fuck out of here because I don't like it, it just lets you know that you have now entered a space that you are no longer welcome in the home that you thought you had created. That's all it is. And when I say welcome, I'm just saying your mentality is going to have to shift before theirs is, because they're going to go off and make money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, perhaps millions of dollars throughout the duration of their career, while you sit around waving your finger talking about this is bad, I don't understand it, you new artist, blah, blah, blah. You can't really criticize somebody that has a successful formula. It actually makes no sense. Will they end up like the baby? I don't know. The verdict is out on that. You do have to evolve. You do have to make changes. You have to be able to be flexible with your game plan along the way. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you could just keep doing this one trick pony thing forever, but I don't think they intend to. Again, they have other records. They have a whole EP out. There's fans that actually like other songs off of the EP. Other songs of theirs have gone viral as well. It's just that You Wish is the biggest one, and they're smart to continue leaning into it. If you are an artist, if you're a music creator, I suggest you try to find a similar formula for yourself. Not saying duplicate it, not saying do the same thing, but again, you cannot keep moving on to the next song, the next rhyme, the next rap. It's going to be too much content for people to follow along with. You gotta lean into something. You have to become known for something. This is why I tell artists you need to find a gimmick ASAP. If you don't have something that can remind people that this is you, when you go to the Essence Fest, when you go to BET Awards, when you go to MTV Awards, when you go to Grammys, when you go to the Oscars, when you get interviewed on all the top podcasts, there's certain artists, it doesn't take you but 2 seconds to recognize who they are. And it's because they did something that generated an image in your mind. Common is the conscious rapper. The Baby is the smiling rapper. They ran that smile so bad into the ground that he damn near don't even want to do that look no more. Megan Thee Stallion is the twerking rapper. Cardi B is the rapper that can hardly speak English, but she speaks perfect English. Nicki Minaj is the Barbie. Busta Rhymes is Rao like a dungeon dragon. Jay-Z is the financial analyst of hip-hop. You see what I'm saying? You gotta find your niche. If you wanna use that word instead of gimmick, if that makes you feel better about yourself at the end of the day, find your niche. But whatever it takes, you have to brand yourself in order for brand recognition to take place. Let me know what y'all think of this down below in the comments. Are you enjoying this run that they're having? Are you tired of seeing Flyana Boss on your timeline? Let me know. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the page. Hit the post notification bell for all updates, and I'll see y'all on the next one, all right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace. Beautiful people, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed the content. Make sure that you're liking and sharing these videos. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Hit the post notification bell so you get all updates. For all of my artists, my artist managers, songwriters, producers, etc. If you need a little bit of extra help with your career, man, make sure that you visit pengameelite.com, okay? That's my website and my community for all upcoming rising music creators. I got 2 books on there, the Pen Game Portfolio Volume 1 and 2. They're going to give you a lot of insights into the music industry, how to monetize your career, how I make my money off of music, because I am a full-time artist outside of doing YouTube videos. If you need some direct help, you can also book a consultation with me on the Pen Game Elite website. And I also have a Pen Game Elite membership. The free tier gives you access to all of these videos that I post on YouTube and a community of people where you can engage. But I do have the membership plus, okay? You can join that for $50 a month or $500 a year, and I will actually go in and do all of the grunt work for you. If you're not registering your songs on your PROs, if you're not with Song Trust or the MLC, if all your collection agencies and all of that stuff are not up to par or up to date, I will go in there and update all of that for you. If you need help uploading your music to a distributor like DistroKid, United Masters, etc., and you've been making mistakes, you've been claiming content ID on material that you really don't own, hey man, stop stealing people's money. If you do this stuff the right way, you're gonna make it anyway, okay? You can join the membership plus, and again, I will do the work for you, and you're gonna get a free consultation every month just for joining. You're also gonna get the 2 books for free soon as you join the membership plus. All right, much love and respect. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.